So this is why most financial advisor and insurance agents are struggling today to grow their investment and insurance practice. And in fact, I'm predicting that as AI gets adopted across the board in marketing, most advisors and insurance agents are going to fail. In fact, it's going to get worse for most advisors. And I'm going to talk about three important things in this video, which will give you some insight and hopefully a way to make course correction so that you don't get left out in the world of AI. So point number one, why they struggle is they're obsessively focusing on leads. And most advisors and insurance agents are told that in order to survive and grow and achieve your goals, you have to get leads. And this makes people obsessively focus on leads. And then most advisors and agents try to find ways to get leads. Oftentimes, they end up buying leads from many different lead vendors out there in the market. And even if they decide to hire somebody to generate lead for them, they're focusing obsessively on lead generation. And unfortunately, just focusing on lead generation allows you to not generate the quality of leads that you need. And most lead generation or the way they're getting leads actually fails. And I'm going to explain to you why this is happening and why are those leads that looks good on paper are not converting. So problem number one is you're obsessively focusing on lead generation. And this is that paradox of life and a rule of nature that if you focus too much on something, unfortunately, you don't get the case in point. Most people on this planet want to be rich and wealthy. They want more money and they focus a lot on achieving richness. And as a result, they stay not rich. And if you look at any wealthy people, money is not what they're focusing, but it keeps coming to them. So lead generation or quality lead generation follows a similar trap. So that's the mistake number one or problem number one. Let's talk about problem number two. Most advisors and insurance agents are not focusing on branding. Now, I see this from experience of working with hundreds of advisors for last several years. And what I mean by that is most advisors and agents do not have any sort of branding. Let's define what branding means. Branding means how your market perceives you. So let's say if you're doing insurance or if you're doing retirement planning and focusing on a target market, or it could be even a generic market. How are they looking at you? When they look you up online, what do they find? Do they find the trust? Do they find things that they would need to see before they transact with you? And this is where most advisors and agents have done very little because branding by nature is not directly tied to leads. So they don't invest any energy. And this has been one of the biggest myths that I've seen personally working and helping advisors and agents over the past several years. So not focusing on branding is killing the practice. And we'll come back to that point on what to do. Now let's talk about the last problem, the mistake, which is lack of marketing systems. You see, most advisors and agents get tempted by all these messages they get on LinkedIn or emails they get that I can generate appointments for you, I can generate leads for you. And all you need to do is to show up on the phone call and convert. And while this thought process is logical, and I understand why most advisors or agents fall for it, the reality is far from good. Because if you believe that without branding, you can simply pay somebody and a person that doesn't know you is going to show up to buy an insurance policy, or even more challenging would be moving a $500,000 investable asset, $1 million or $2 million retirement money with you. And you believe that you can simply wait on a call, somebody will do all the work, then you are living in a fantasy world. And I request you to get out of that as soon as possible, because if you don't do that, you will not exist anyways. And that really is the lack of marketing systems. They don't have a proper marketing systems. They're just relying on some other companies to do marketing. Worst, they're buying leads. Worst, they're buying promises of people showing up on the call. And you do not want to do marketing. Most advisors want to stay away from marketing. So just to summarize, the three problems you have is problem number one is obsessively focusing on leads. Number two, no attention on branding. And number three, having no marketing system where you can track what's happening and make intelligent data-driven decisions. So here's what's going to happen going forward with the advent of AI. And we have built one of the strongest marketing platform for advisors. And I see a lot of campaigns data, and we are seeing what's working, we are seeing what's not working. And we have been doing it for a long time before AI became mainstream. So this is coming from figuring out where can we use AI in a strategic way, but most importantly, where can you as an advisor or agent add value? Because if you got in the business to make some income at the back of technology without really adding value, then you're in the wrong business. This is not for you. So the way what's going to happen in the future is there are going to be a small group of advisors that we are working, or companies like us will be helping. And we only work with advisors as truly have a value to offer in the market. People who are looking to buy insurance today, or people who are looking to invest, they are not stupid. They can see which person they can trust. They are going to do research. People don't even buy grocery shopping without comparing multiple things. What makes you feel that they're going to show up on the call and buy insurance policy or investment without checking you and feeling good about you? And that's where the branding comes in. So the people who will succeed in the world of AI is they are going to use AI as an assistant to automate, to track things that humans can't do very well. In fact, even use some generative AI to create some campaigns, create some emails, personalized stuff. But then they still want to create value. They're creating content like this video that I created. They are adding value. When somebody checks them out on social media, they feel the knowledge, they feel the connections. So the reason you don't get lead conversion is because the moment lead clicks on an ad or anything that they're seeing, they're interested. However, when they check you out, they cannot find you, or what they find you is not sufficient, or worse, bad. And they then don't pick up the phone call, they don't reply to you, and all the bad things happen. In fact, most leads will not buy in the first go. You need to nurture them with content and email and other things. You see, this is a game of patience, and most people, most advisors and agents are not cut. They just get in the business to make the income, but they're not willing to do what is required. And marketing really is the difference maker on people who are doing extremely well to people who are not doing well. So if you are in for a long term, if you're looking to take advantage of this massive opportunity of AI, then take my word, make sure that you focus on building your brand. You have good marketing systems in place. The byproduct of doing the second and third is really high quality leads, which you will be able to convert. And that is how you are going to grow your practice. Hope this video helps. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.